All right, you're welcome to Heroic Academy. This is a quick video to help one of my students correct one or two challenges he's going through. So he's working on a website. Okay, one of the websites I designed for them. So he's following my tutorials to repeat the process. So he's encountering some challenges. Okay, so please, Honorable, I believe that's your name. Please pay attention. Looking at as the website, I made some important observation. Please pay absolute attention. Whenever you're following a video tutorial, try to follow it. Do exactly what you see your tutor doing. Exactly. Be very, very, very observant. Okay, being observant is one core quality of a programmer. If you're not very observant, you won't be a good programmer. Do you understand? You must be very observant to be a good programmer, especially in this era of learning online. Then for you to succeed learning online, you must be very observant. Okay, you must follow the tutorial. Do exactly what you see your tutor doing. Don't do your own. Do you understand me? Do everything exactly the way you see me do in the video. Let me point out some errors. Even though you tried to some extent, but you are not really that careful. So you are careless somehow in some ways. Now let's point out a few areas. Now looking at this, your menu, you didn't give good spaces between the menu. That shows you didn't give the same space I gave in my tutorial. So Sheikh, I'm not going to correct these ones. I just want to point them out so that you correct them by yourself. Check the spaces I gave between navigation. Give the same spaces there in between. These ones, there are no spaces, just small spaces like that. Secondly, you see this is supposed to start with capital. You are starting everything with small letter. No, it's unacceptable. If you must be a good programmer, you must be careful with punctuation, with capitalization, with grammar. All of them are very important. Do you understand me? So please make this capital, this A capital, S capital, B capital, C capital, L capital, S capital. You see this one? You see that? All of them. This one capital. Why starting a sentence have to start with capital? Watch my own, you see exactly how it is. Okay, please don't be careless when you're working on a tutorial like this. Take it serious. Okay, make this capital too. But everywhere in your code, the same thing, you were just typing all small letters, so it's unacceptable. Correct it, please. Everywhere in your code, you see all these small capitals, this will be capital, all of them capital. So work on all of them, even these ones. Work on all of them, please. Okay, start from now. Start becoming conscious of capitalization while coding. Okay, just know the difference between when you are typing a variable. Even now, you've not even started using variable because you are still as beginners class. Okay, so I don't see why this should be quite challenging for you. Please correct this. Always watch my tutorial. See where I add capital. Do you get me? So that said, now let's now go to your code and solve this problem. I'm going to use Visual Studio Code for my text editor, even though this tutorial I believe I made it with Notepad++, but I believe if you pay attention you will. I know you might get a bit confused, but I will try to make it easy for you so that you won't get confused. Okay, Visual Studio Code is another text editor. I introduced it in this tutorial, but I did not use it because I wanted you as a beginner to use Notepad++. At a point, you will divert to Visual Studio Code because it's a better and simpler text editor. I will use it to show you to make the corrections. I believe you can connect. I will try to make it easy for you. Okay, very good, because the file you are going to see here in this code is still the same file you are going to see in Notepad++. The only difference is that the color. Notepad++ is white, while this one is dark. You get it? But they are the same thing. I mean, the content is the same. Do you understand? So this is the code now. If you open your Notepad++, this is the same code you are going to see. Now let's start. Now, one very important observation I made is that your code are not organized at all. You did not organize your code. So you see this, and you see this one capital. I have to make this one capital also. Heroic website, but that's not where I'm concerned. Whenever you open a tag, for example, you see navigation tag, nav tag. Okay, this one closed well. It started from here, close. We are quite okay. Now this one closed well, but you see this tag jumped two line inward. It's supposed to be one line inward, as in one tab. Like when you press tab now, if you click here now, press tab, one tab inside like this. You close this. Okay, good. So also this one, I might not start closing all of them, but I think it's necessary. You see what I'm doing now? What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make sure that the opening tag and the closing tag are in the same line. Do you get it? That's what I'm trying to do. Very good. So this is the parent of this and this. So this and this must be right inside. Just one tab inside of this. Okay. So this one you have to also move it backward. This one also. Oh sorry, I would have spoiled this. Okay. So you have to move all this one outward. Even though I will use I can move all of them. I'm trying to move them one by one just to show you how you can do it in Notepad++. Okay. Now, this one, you see, this and this is the closing tag for this. These two buttons are right inside this, so they're supposed to shift inward. Whenever you have a content inside a tag, it's supposed to shift inward like this. You see that? It will make your code to be organized. So when you click on opening tag, you see the closing tag. Okay, and you see a line, an indentation line. You see that connecting one to the other. To help you to find out if you are making any mistake. You can easily find out, or if you didn't add a closing tag, you will notice it faster. You see this section also. This one's supposed to shift inward too. So for section, you see the section where it starts, where it ends. Okay. So these ones are okay now. Now come here. I don't know how you use this. This is supposed to be equal sign, and you use this pipe. So equal sign. Okay. Good. Then come here. This one have to check where it ends. Let's make sure that it ends okay. Connect well. Then we'll now look at the children, as in all these elements right inside it. So this one connect to this, which is okay. Okay, you have to shift this one in outward. I'm trying to organize your code. So once after organizing it, it will be easier, or you can now easily identify where you're getting errors. Okay, you see this is okay. This one has to go inside because we have and these ones will go inside a bit. This one will come out like this. So this is the anchor tag closing, because anchor tag is containing all these ones, so these ones should go in. So this anchor tag opening and close. You see that this one is inside. This one is inside. These ones are inside it. So you do the same thing. You see what I did now? The way this one is, that is how every other ones will be. And I think they are all the same thing, right? So what I have to do, instead of doing the same thing I did for this one to others, I will just duplicate. Okay, to save time. This one is now organized. It's organized now. But other ones, you see how these ones are scattered. They're not organized. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete all these ones because they are just the same thing you entered. I would stop at here where the section ends. I think, yeah, stop here. Okay, good. So you see, I don't know how you normally use this pipe. This equals sign, this equals sign. not pipe. What does pipe sign you use it? No, don't use it. It's equal sign, please. Please. So always be very observant. It shows that you are not observant enough to. So I will duplicate this. So what I'm doing is I want to select everything now, duplicate it. I'll copy and come down here. I will paste. You see it's organized now. I will paste again. I will paste the number of times I want. The number of times I want. Okay. Very good. Let's say it's okay now. All right. So having done this, let's check. Let's check what we have now. So it will still be like this, more or less. Okay, but at least we've organized the code a bit. What will solve the problem now is the CSS. We now have to go to CSS. Open CSS. Okay. Now when you go to CSS, you are going to see that you also made some mistakes. Okay, if we go down here, you're going to see there are errors here. The first error you made is you did not close semicolon here. You should close it like this. Okay, so when you close it, see the error goes. Okay, then come here. You have animation here, everything about animation, and you are repeating the same animation here, the same thing you did here, putting 30% here. Like I told you, do not add to what I've done. Make sure that everything I'm doing is what you're doing. Don't add, don't remove, please. So you have to remove this one. You already have animation here. Okay, if you add your own, you are still a beginner. So if you add to what I'm doing, you scatter the whole thing, and to correct it will be a problem. I hope you understand me. Then coming down here, you see that try to put, even though 0 might not put 0, but so put pixel here. Come here, and I see it didn't put pixel here. Put pixel here too, very important. Okay, even this 100% is not also organized. Very good. Always organize your code. Okay, so maybe one space here will not be bad. Okay, so now if you come down here, you see you did not close. You see, you open a bracket but you did not close it. This particular, if you understand, this particular bracket is closed here, why this one is not closed. So you have to close it like this. Always watch my code critically. That's why I say being observant is very important. Come here now. This display is not necessary. Just what you need is just remove display here like this. WebKit line clamp. That's all you need here. Okay. WebKit line clamp. Good. So I think let's save first and check. Let's save first and check. Let's save. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to clear cache from my system. When you work, if CSS is not responding, just clear your cache so that the new CSS will take effect. Do you see? You see that it has duplicated, as it has worked somehow. But I found out that this your image, you gave it 60% instead of 100%, so that it will show the entire page. So you have to go to where the image is, and the image, let me locate the image. This is the image. So I will go to search for image. Yeah, this is the image. You always try to give spaces here, so it will be easier for you to identify. And this is what we are looking at. The image, okay, no, this is what I'm looking at now. This one will be 100%, not 60%. Okay, maybe you can make the height of this one 60%, but this one will be 100 by 100, so that the image will fit in, will reach here somehow. Let's refresh. Do you see that? You see how it is now? So it's perfect now. Okay, so this particular issue is solved, right? You see that it's because you're not very observant. That was why you missed all these, and once you missed one, to affect, and you see that the upper part is also solved. You see the wavy background going, showing that we've been able to resolve all this. Take your time, go through, try your best. I want you to take your time, go through your CSS file. See how my own is, how I arranged my own. Make sure you're not making any mistake anywhere. Whenever you have issue, go read your code line by line. Be very observant. Do not go through the tutorial only when you have little time. Create enough time for it. Okay, then do not be in a hurry. If you are in a hurry, you will not do well. You understand me? So you shouldn't be in a hurry. You must devote time, hours. Devote hours learning. Do you understand me? And don't get frustrated. If you at a point, if you reach diminishing returns, you leave it, but come back later and you continue. But like I said before, always be very observant. Do not disregard those stuff like punctuation, like capitalization. All of them are much more important than you think. By the time you get to JavaScript and move to PHP and you start building project, if you make any capitalization mistake, your code might not work at all, because it is most programming languages are case sensitive. Okay, when I say case sensitive, I mean that if you're supposed to put capital letter somewhere and you put small letter, it will not work. Do you understand me? So it's case sensitive. So you have to also be very sensitive to the capitalization. Okay, and always follow. If you seriously follow my tutorials, you follow it with every energy in you. Okay, you are very observant. You do not rush it. You play back when you're confused. You play the video back. You play it again. If you do it like this, then you see that you won't get stuck. You will be able to complete your project, and you'll be happy you did. Okay, I wish you luck. So take your time, keep going. Okay, you see that the issue you reported has been resolved. Okay, so if there are other ones, you take your time to figure them out, and that's how to learn. Thank you so much.